So if we can get everybody in their seats, we're going to get started. Last session of the day, last session of Explosion. Everybody had a good time? Got some good ideas? All right, great, good. All right, we're going to finish strong here. We have some of our younger agents. This is the next generation. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things they're doing in their business and give you some ideas and really close out strong here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually just kind of go down the line, if that's okay. I'll let y'all introduce yourself, tell you a little bit about your business, and then we're going to go through some of the videos and slides you got, okay? All right, let's just get started. Alexandra, if you don't mind, just get us started, and we'll get rolling.
If I can figure out how to work this. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm Alexandra French. I am based in Atlanta, Georgia. I co-lead a small team. We do about 75 to 100 transactions a year.
Perfect. Let's tell us a little bit about what we're about to see here as far as this video.
So I decided, well, first of all, who here does video? Who here is afraid to do video? Who here thinks we should all be doing video? Yes. We all know we should all be doing video in real estate. So I decided a couple months ago I was going to start doing a video challenge for myself. I had heard about these really cool tools, HeyGen and 11 Labs. And I was like, oh, okay, if I don't have to get all dolled up every single day and post a video, I might look at this. I was like, I love AI. How can I start integrating AI into video? So this is going to be a video that is all AI generated. This video, it recorded my voice, it took a stagnant picture, and it made me start talking. I have since changed my steps a little bit, my processes for these videos, but this is what got me started. So Jimmy will play it, and then we can kind of go from there.
Your Uber driver just called in sick, because there isn't one. Say hello to the future of ride-sharing. Waymo's fully driverless robo-taxis just hit the streets of Atlanta, and you can now ride in one using the Uber app. Yep, no driver, just you, a sleek electric Jaguar, and some wild tech magic. These autonomous Ubers are cruising through 65 square miles of ATL, from Buckhead to Oakhurst to Capitol View and beyond. Just don't expect a ride to the airport yet. Inside, you've got full control of music, AC, and more with the tap on the screen. Just buckle up and enjoy the ride. Literally, the car won't move till you do. Sit back and watch the wheel spin on its own. Don't grab it, Waymo's got it covered. It's safe, surreal, and seriously cool. Atlanta, the robots have officially arrived. Who's riding first?
Hey, one thing I will tell you, this is dragging a little bit. It actually moves at the pace that you see, not just like this. This is dragging because of the audio visual, not because of that. You want to add a little bit? What's been the response to this? Anybody said anything on it?
So these videos have been amazing. Every day, people, well, first, like, I don't know who has Waymos in their cities, but when I first posted this video, it became so controversial. People were like, I will never ride in a car where there's not a driver. And then as we started seeing more of these around the cities, people are now tagging me in pictures of them getting in the Waymo. They're like, I'm in the first Waymo. I just saw the Waymo cars all over the city. And that's been so cool to see those conversations. I heard a really great quote the other day that said that small talks lead to great conversations and small talks lead to big talks. And that's exactly what's been happening through these videos. Yeah. And I think you have...
Yeah, we got another one. And just to remind them, 11 Labs. And again, somebody said this yesterday, the technology that we have today is getting better every single day as well. So we'll go into the next one.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we got Grace's.
Just kidding. So from I do my videos every day, I've gotten a buyer lead from it. I am now working with a $800,000 buyer that found me from one of my reels that I've been posting every day. And it doesn't really cost me anything, which is amazing. I've now kind of shifted away from 11 Labs and HeyGen. I'm happy to show anyone how these actually work. Because if you're afraid of video, let the AI take care of it for you. But I started using the new Edits app on Instagram, where I can just record my teleprompter from there, do my video, upload it to Canva, and let the magic happen behind the scenes.
All right, thanks, Alexandra. Appreciate that. All right, Grace, if you can introduce yourself, tell us a little about where you are, your business, and then we'll get into this.
Will do. I'm Grace Stanzel. I'm based out of here in Omaha. I'm a co-lead for the Size Historic Stanzel group, so I get to work with some pretty fabulous ladies. Been in the business about 5 years, so yeah.
Great. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so over the last couple months, I mean, like Alexandra said, video is very crucial, I think, in our marketing proposals, all of that. But I think doing video and excelling with video are two different things. And I think that we all get there in our own different ways. But something that I thought I wanted to approach video with was when I do a listing video, I don't want to just make it about myself marketing me. I want it to be something that the seller is involved in. So the last handful of listings, when I'm sitting down to talk through a marketing proposal, I wrote my seller in. Of course, if they want to be, if they're like, I want to be hands off, totally good. But most of the sellers, they have a tie to that property. They want to be involved in a sense. So I'm taking their expertise. They love that property. They love that home, whatever it is. They're going to share the things that they love about living there. And I want to make sure that I share that in the video, because what I've seen as a result of that, they are that much more invested in the video, in the marketing process, in the results we're getting. They see the work that goes into it, and it kind of makes it a little more of a team effort. I'm very much so like a team-minded person as far as that goes. So making sure they're involved in that process has, I think, to me, strengthened a lot of my relationships with my clients. So.
All right, great. You want to tell us a little bit about this video?
Yeah, so this one is for I say new, but these were actually built in 1913. They've been refreshed and refaced completely. So they're called the Brownstones on Marcy, which is a newer condo development here in Omaha. And it's something that our seller had been kind of involved in, 10 years ago, and had an opportunity to purchase them this last year to basically like refresh them, bring them to life in a new way. So this is a product in Omaha that's very unique, and we wanted to make sure that was very known, because you have your original brick, your original hardwoods, but everything's been refaced to be absolutely stunning and beautiful and elegant. So we made sure that this video he was involved in, as far as what points we pointed out, what he really wanted to sell Omaha on, and then we just took it to a new level. So, yeah.
All right, great.
You know that place you always point out on walks and say, I wish I lived there?
Well, now you can.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long?
Where historic charm meets elevated finishes,
The Brownstones on Marcy have it all.
with units ranging from the mid-300s to the mid-400s.
Your weekend plans don't include yard work here.
Thanks to the HOA, your lawn care, snow removal, and exterior maintenance are all handled for you.
And a 2-story garage with extra storage?
Yes, please. Each unit offers large living spaces on the upper 2 levels with conveniently located bathrooms and laundry.
Which is a rare find in this area of Omaha. And the finished basement is a blank canvas for you to make it your own.
Happy times together we
Minutes from Midtown, Blackstone, and UNMC.
The Brownstones on Marcy are a perfect blend of convenient location and elegant living.
wouldn't it be nice?
Grace, a couple things. Did you shoot this video? I mean, do you have a videographer? How did this process look for you?
I have a videographer. He's fantastic. He was actually the one here yesterday who's doing some film. So super awesome to work with. I appreciate that we bring him a lot of crazy ideas, like with that AI thing that he did, and just different things. We wanted to make sure we could show drone shots. We wanted to make sure he could point out exactly where these locations were. So I think it comes down to the collaboration of the minds, and I think that's really great. And that's why we bring our seller into it. That's why we, hire the people we do, because I think when you bring all those crazy exotic ideas together, it creates, I think we've had great feedback on this so far, and we've gotten, it has truly sparked conversations, I think. So when that effort is taken all the way, I think it shows. So
This is your listing? Or,
Yep.
Okay, great. And I noticed like the mic. Do you know what mic it is and what you're using there? Do you have any
I'm
idea?
trying to think. It's a really commonly used one. I think I've seen it all over, what was it? Rode. Okay. Yep. So yeah.
Yeah, Rode mic, and those are going to run you in the $100 to $150 range, depending on which route you go. So those would kind of get you an idea on those things for those of you that are wondering. So, all right, Max,
What am I talking about?
you're going to tell a little bit about yourself, your business, and then we're going to go to your video.
All right, my video.
Or no, yeah, we're going to go to
Oh.
this.
I'm Maxwell Stevens with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Pocono Real Estate. I'm in northeastern Pennsylvania, and I'm a huge softie, so I have to say that you guys, everybody in this room, I really admire and I'm honored to be up here, really. What am I talking about? The images? Okay, yeah. So I've been using ChatGPT, playing around with it to take the pictures of the main house and turn it into paintings of people's house for closing gifts, or like just a little text message, really just kind of going like more sentimental in that kind of way. And so I prompted it, and I was just like, act as a master painter or a famous painter, and give me an oil painting. Now make it look like Van Gogh. Now make it look like a Monet, or you can do it in any kind of way. And I thought that was super cool and sentimental for people to have.
Yeah. How did you use these? How are you using these once you have these images? Are you giving these as closing gifts?
So yeah, like Canvas bees, and like any website, just Google or ChatGPT, like what Canvas company, and print it on a canvas, and it comes out pretty cool.
And are you giving those as closing gifts, or are you giving those as anniversary gifts? What are you using these for?
I'm kind of playing around with it. Like closing gifts are great. Anniversary gifts is a great idea. So I'm just kind of going with that.
That's me.
All right. So, Nikki, if you just take it from here.
Well, I apologize in advance because I'm losing my voice for some reason, so everything's going to sound like nails on a chalkboard for the next couple minutes. But Nicole Taranto, I'm based out of Bozeman, Montana. Been in real estate 9 years. And yeah, so a big thing that has, it's not new, but a big thing that I'm really focusing on the past few years especially is nothing that you haven't heard already, authenticity. I often feel like I have imposter syndrome. I know, Vince, I'm not supposed to say that, but it's true. And so it's something that I'm always trying to overcome. And being true to myself is helping that. So you end up getting clients who want to work with you and know and love you for who you actually are. So one of the things that I have to admit is I am terrible at consistency. So I need to automate things. And Lolo is something that my brokerage was approached with end of last year. And when I heard about the opportunity, I just felt like it was a no-brainer for the way I run my business. So it's a gifting program. It's incredibly affordable. It's like $1.30 a person. You need 100 contacts minimum, but they team up with local businesses in your area, and every month they send a gift of some sort to the sphere that you've input in your contact list. So free cup of coffee from Treeline Coffee, an ice cream cone from Genuine Ice Cream, a free bar of soap from Refillery Company. So all local businesses, and we all had input on what those businesses might look like. And so it's a way that everyone in my list is contacted every month. It's branded to me. It creates conversation. I was able to reach out to everybody ahead of time and say, hey, I have the opportunity to team up with local businesses. I want to support them, and I want to love on my clients. Food is love for me. Gifts are love for me. So it's an easy way for me to show who I am and it be automated at the same time. And this also provides a lot of touch points for each contact. So they get an email and a text message every month that explains what the gift is, talks a little bit about the business itself, and then it prompts them if they don't redeem it within a certain time frame. So ultimately, if they do nothing, they'll hear from me 5 times. And if they redeem it, it gives them the opportunity to send me a thank you, and a lot of times people will do that. And then it creates conversation. Or if you know that, then it'll give you a heads up what the next gift's going to be. So if you want to reach out to your sphere and say, hey, I'm going to be at this coffee shop next Monday from 3 to 5. If you want to stop in and get your free cup of coffee, I would love to see you. So there's a lot of opportunities that you can take with this program to see your people more often. And I was already sending my sphere like a $10 coffee card and a handwritten note once a year, just thinking of them. And it's like cheaper than that realistically. So
what does it run on? And just to kind of get you an idea, it's Lolo. Do you remember?
Lolo.
It's Lolo is the name of it.
Yep.
It is nationwide, so they're in a number of different markets. It doesn't even show on their website that they've got Montana, but you actually have it.
New.
Yeah, you're brand new. And so
yeah.
I would encourage you to check this out because it's running you about per contact, what per month, roughly?
I'm still in the promo phase, so it's like 68 cents a contact, but then when that's done, it's $1.30 something. It's so affordable. It's insane.
And the reason it's so low is because not everybody redeems it, but she's getting the touch points. Even if she doesn't have those people redeeming those things, it's getting that opportunity with all of these touch points once a month. You know, we were talking about, you know, how many touch points you need every year to stay top of mind. This is a great way. How many people do you have it in there now, did you say?
I don't actually know. It's over 100. I don't put every single person in there, but I have like the people in my life who I don't necessarily do real estate with also. So like my daughter's teacher, people like that who I see regularly, and I don't necessarily, it's not my goal to have them work with me, but I want to gift to those people too. So it's kind of whoever you want. But for me, it's my top clients, anyone that I have consistent FaceTime with that might not be real estate related, but I just want to spread the love.
Yeah, it really takes the ability to get consistent with that group. It's running less than 100. I know it's a promotional period, but it's less than $100 a month for 100 people to be able to give them. And I think when we were talking before last week on the mastermind, it was like you've used a soap company that was a local company. It's been a coffee shop, some of those types of companies, correct? Local
ice cream. Now I can't remember. A sandwich from a local deli. I can't remember what the last one was. Yeah, and
these are all local businesses. So, Lety, if you'll take us from here.
I think it's Lolo Gifts.
Join Lolo.
Thank you, Julie.
Hey everyone, I'm Lety Torres and I'm from Tri-Cities, Washington, and I have been in real estate for 6 years along with my husband. Him and I are a team. And okay, cool. I wasn't sure what you guys were going to put up, so.
Let me see.
That was the right one. Oh, are we doing this or the video? Let's go back.
You could skip that one.
Because the video was up there, right? There we go. Okay. So I'm glad that Chris Kelly earlier this morning was talking about the relationship worker, because Joe and I have really been leaning into the relationship building part of the business. We can always fine-tune our systems, fine-tune our processes, the tools that we're using and all of that, but the relationships are just as important, and that's honestly my favorite part. I love loving on other people, and this is one of the ways that we do that. Other than this, though, when we love to make sure that we're creating opportunities that are feel-good opportunities and moments that are going to be memorable for the clients moving forward, whether it's the seller or the buyer. So for sellers, once we have our listing appointment, we try to get them something after. So if we can deliver some cookies with a handwritten note. Once the listing goes live, we'll deliver fresh flowers with a handwritten note. Once we go under contract, we have another gift. For buyers, same thing. Once their offer is accepted, we get them cookies with a handwritten note. So we're looking for these little opportunities to create something memorable. For buyers, once we close on a house, we do a huge key day celebration. Some of them will allow us to actually record it, which is this, and then we post it on social media. Some allow us to record it and then it's personal and they keep it to themselves, which is fine. Some don't want it recorded at all. We respect whatever they want. We'll still do the celebration though, because it's always really, really fun. And this is something where people feel how big of a deal it is, because for most of our buyers in the Tri-Cities, for a lot of them, this is their first home purchase and it's a huge deal. They've worked for years trying to save the money, trying to make it happen. So it's really, really a huge thing, a huge milestone in their life, and we want to make sure that we treat it as such. So this is a video of one of our key day celebrations. This is a lovely couple that purchased their first home. They have a beautiful daughter that shows up in the clip. So you want to push play? So we typically do the same thing. We'll do the ribbon cutting, we'll pop the champagne, we'll do the confetti poppers. We've done other things, like we've put up yard signs. You know how you see those birthday signs in people's yards that say, so-and-so is 12, or happy birthday so-and-so? We have a yard sign that says welcome home. So we'll put that in the yard in some instances. This one didn't have that big of a yard, so we didn't do it. We also have brought cake as well, so they can cut cake and like have a little treat while we're there. But we really, really do enjoy doing this, and the clients love it as well. It's something that they talk about all the time. And then when we post it on social media, it's helping with our brand. So other people are seeing like how much we love on our people, and they want to be a part of it too. We hear it all the time. People will reach out to us from videos like this and say, we want to work with you. We can tell how much you care. And we really feel like these videos are a big part of that.
So are you shooting this yourselves, or are you
We
got
get a
videographer?
professional. We
Yeah.
do get a professional when we can. Sometimes it's hard to pin those down because they're so busy. So sometimes it's literally just my cell phone, but I'll do the best that I can.
Yeah. You and Joe do a really good job with your social of not just talking about the business, but sharing info about your community. You want to speak about kind of your focus there?
Yeah, for sure. So we also do business spotlights, and again, sometimes we do it with a professional videographer, and sometimes it's literally on a whim because we're trying a new dinner spot or a new ice cream spot or something, and we'll just record it with our cell phones. But we love supporting local. Any opportunity we have to talk about a new local business, attend a ribbon cutting for a new business opening up, or a new place that we took our kids to that our kids really loved, and we got great feedback from the kids, so we want to tell people like, hey, this is super family friendly. Our highest performing videos are actually the local business spotlights and the Key Day celebrations. Our most recent local business spotlight has like over 30,000 views and like 60 something shares, and that one was done on my cell phone.
So what does that look like? You contact the business. If you can, tell people the process, because everybody hears about it, but how does it start? Which businesses do you choose, and how do you execute on it?
So the professional ones, of course, I contact them in advance, and I tell them like, hey, this is an opportunity to spotlight your business. I would love to talk about what I love about it and that sort of thing. So we schedule those in advance, and the business owner, wants to be prepared and have their makeup done and all of that. Those are fun. The ones that I usually do on my cell phone, it's literally because it's on a whim. Like there was one that we did at a boba place where we took the kids in, and I was talking to the person at the front where we were doing our order. It turns out he was the owner, and he was telling me about what a hard time he was having with his location and these kinds of things. And I was like, you know what? Would you be okay with us doing a quick interview with you, and hopefully that'll help get the word out and we can get more people in here? And he was like, sure. So he was very willing to do it, and that video was very well received too. So sometimes it's literally just like that. The most recent video that we did was a coffee shop, the one that got over 60 shares and like 30,000 views. That one, I'm not even in the video. Nobody's talking in the video. I literally went to a new coffee shop, went through the drive-through, recorded the drive-through, recorded the drinks. When the girl gave me my drink, I recorded the girl, and that was it.
So the creative process on this, do you have like a format, or everyone is different?
I think everyone is different, but I definitely, the goal is always make it about the business. Like I don't want to make it about myself. I think it's good when we're in it because people are going to associate us with that video. But I'm also, like, that's not the important part for me. The important part is I want to showcase the business in the Tri-Cities so that they're growing and they're not failing and they don't close down. And I think that's a big piece of our brand. People see that we are supporting our community and we do want the local businesses to succeed. So
really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Nicole, obviously, I think a lot of times we get so focused on doing things that we see other people do and we forget about the things that we love. I know, obviously, with your background in food, you've utilized that in your business. You want to share how you utilize that to show some of the client appreciation you're doing?
Sure. So I actually have a culinary arts degree, so I don't use it, obviously, but I do have it, and I do enjoy baking and cooking still. So something I do every year is a Thanksgiving dessert. So I'm already going to be responsible for making the Thanksgiving desserts at home every year, and I open that up to all of my clients. So after Halloween, I send out a Google sheet or a Google form, with the 2 options. I make a bread pudding and a pumpkin crumb cake every year, and my clients get to choose which one they want. And then I used to deliver them all, but it literally took me days. And so now I give pickup options, and I just bring them all to the office, and people schedule times to come in and pick them up. And it gives me FaceTime, and I literally have people text me throughout the year, like, only 3 more months until my bread pudding this year. And it's a super simple thing that when you share something with people, they feel seen, but there's also a little bit of them feeling like they need to reciprocate, and I think that just helps build your relationship and loyalty within that relationship. So that's something it takes me all weekend to do it, so it's not a simple thing anymore. It's really grown, but I love doing it.
Yeah, I would say don't get overwhelmed with doing as much as you do now. That's not where you started, too.
Right.
Just, I mean, a few is better. One is better than none. But just find that group of clients, find a way, something that you enjoy, and utilize that. You talked about having the Google form, but you have how many people that you keep on that list, and how do you decide who it is? And then if we can talk about kind of the actual execution of how you do everything on it, if you don't mind.
So the list, for the most part, are my top clients, my A people. You can get booted off the list, but for the most part, it's possible, I'm not gonna lie. But for the most part, it's my top clients, and then the people I've worked with that year. So basically every transaction I have that year gets added to the list. And if for some reason if they sell and move out of state, or they're only here seasonally and I know it's never going to be Thanksgiving, then I'll take them off the list. But I have the same Google form, and it's the basics of your name, which dessert you want, which pickup time you want, and then if there's anything else that I should know. Sometimes people are traveling and they'll be like, hey, any chance I can get it Sunday afternoon, because I'm going to bring it to the Thanksgiving dinner I'm traveling to. So super simple form. And then I just add it to my email, and I send it out. I have a spreadsheet of all the people, so I know what they get year after year. So I have a pretty good idea of how many I'm going to have. And then once I have a deadline that everyone has to submit their responses by, and then I send out a reminder 2 days before that, because then I have to go to Costco and buy all the ingredients. And luckily, living in Bozeman around Thanksgiving, it is really freaking cold outside, so I don't have to worry about having freezer or fridge space for everything, because I'm now at that point where it's like I have stacks of them in boxes, and I buy boxes on Amazon and ribbon, and I put them all in the boxes, tie them with ribbon, and then I write Happy Thanksgiving or some sort of a really short note on top of the box, and then I add a Thanksgiving card, and it's just if they bought or sold with me that year, it just talks about that and me being thankful for working with them this year, but always add some sort of thankful or grateful message. And then they come and pick them up, and that's pretty much the whole thing.
Awesome. Great. Maxwell, obviously y'all focus in on a lot of value adds to your clientele base. Obviously in-home consultations, obviously doing some of the valuation analysis. You want to talk about what y'all do there to make sure you're giving extra value to your clients?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's one, and this is all Alan Dalton. He's my mentor, our consultant, and he created this whole thing. But we're really trying to connect with people through their concerns. And let me ask a question to everybody: like, how many people want to know how much their home is worth? Can you raise your hand? Okay, everybody. How many people want to know how to make their home more valuable or make more money? Everyone. And then how many people want to save money? Everyone. So like this is like the marketing opportunity of a lifetime, right? So what we've done is we created an in-home consultation, customized in-home real estate consultation, and it's really just a no pressure meeting. Relaxed, call all your forever clients, and we go over just a market update, CMA for your home or what your value is, home improvement strategies, and then like people that we can that we have vendors that can help you with that. A home maintenance review, and then I'm actually particularly proud of this. The home savings checklist is like, it's not just about making money. It's about like, what can we do to save money? And like, it goes from like LED light bulbs, smart thermostats, insulation, new windows, like all sorts of things that save money. And these are actually things that I did on my house that changed my life financially for my home. And the other thing is, everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about it because, and the appointment is so easy to get. Call a client, say, hey, how you doing? Do you want to meet? I'm doing these new in-home consultations, no pressure. And it's a yes every single time. So I really subscribe to that.
Yeah, it's been great, obviously. Yeah. When as we're going to go in through all this, Grace, I would love to hear a little more about kind of what it is you're doing with AI. You're doing some really cool stuff there. If you don't mind, just explain some of the things you're doing there.
Yeah, I think AI is obviously a rabbit hole, as we know. It can be a whole world of possibilities depending on how you want to use it. So something I wanted to do is I always use something for a takeaway at open houses. Something of some form. Normally it's like cookies or something like that from a local bakery or something like that. But there's a lot of the homes I'm selling right now are family homes. And so a lot of the people coming in have kiddos with them. And I was like, well, how can I make an impression, with this house that can last a little more long-term in a unique way? So I put a picture of the front of the house into an online AI system and asked it to make like a coloring page of the house. And it, of course, AI does its thing and put together a really, really cool coloring page. So I printed those off and then ordered just like a small pack of crayons to tie to it. And so which parents came in, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so great, because then like the kids would sit at the kitchen table with me while they went through the open house. And then they took the coloring page with them. So, I mean, it was just a matter of like, whether or not they were going to be there to buy that house, they then took that picture with them. So it was something of like kind of an impression. I think it's really important, again, making sure you're targeting the right target market for each property. But again, a lot of the homes that I'm selling right now are family-oriented homes in a sense. And so that's something where I'm trying to tie that into it. Which has been super successful. I also do that for closing gifts now. So for when they're buying a home, whatever that is, I'll do the picture of the front of the house is a coloring page. And then I'll also do, little word searches about the area, something like that. That's just fun for the kids. And then something I recently did, I didn't know how it was going to work. It actually worked really well. I am big on pop buys. And so school got done, whatnot. Come early June, I wanted to do a little pop buy for, again, a lot of my clients fall in that like younger kiddos range as far as family goes. And so I had an intern who was super awesome with me this summer, and we put together, a list of kind of some different things we wanted to do for a pop by for those kiddos now that they're home for summer, all of that. So we put it into AI and say, like, we want to find pretty inexpensive little like summer buckets, and we want to fill them with beach balls and water guns and water balloons and, popsicles, that sort of thing. And we let it run with it. It spit out links to Amazon, to Walmart, everything of where I could purchase all of these pop by items. I mean, it was a huge time saver. And it gave me like 15 different things, chalk, all these different things. So as far as that goes, my intern Ainsley ordered everything, she put it together, and then it was just a matter of us delivering it. So, and from there too, I mean, like AI is great. I will say that, like, all these different new tech things are super awesome, but I think what makes them work so well in our business is that we're pairing them with a really strong foundation. So I think that you have to stick true to that. So with those pop buys, make them intentional, time them out, follow up with your people. Did the kiddos get their summer buckets? How's that going? How is summer? So don't just drop and leave. I mean, if you can catch them, try and catch them. And if not, do follow up, because I think that, again, we keep hearing it this entire conference, but it's how you make them feel. It's that impression that you leave that's going to make them want to come back to you. So that's always super important to, take these fun, innovative ideas, but make sure you're putting them on a foundation that's very, very strong. So.
Hey, tell us a little bit about Zillow Showcase. How are you using it in your business?
Zillow Showcase is something that, when it came about as a conversation within our local brokerage, was I'm someone, like, when I hear a new idea, I want to hear it out. What's the details? What's the pros? What's the cons? all of that good stuff. And our team was kind of looking at it different ways, and I had been involved with Zillow in a handful of different ways at that point, but this was very brand new. Was kind of curious because, again, like Kelly had shared yesterday, like if I can have my name be the only one on my listing, like heck yeah, like I want that. But then I think it was a matter of looking at the analytics. I love the number side of things, so being able to pull that and everything. I think for me, I didn't think it would be a lead gen opportunity. I probably using it the last, I don't know, year or so, a little under. I would say I've probably gotten, 5 different really solid leads that came from it. Which again, I'm doing it more so for my sellers. I want them to be like have that special showcase moment, literally and figuratively, for their property. It deserves to be shown in that way. But now with that being said, in the market we're in, as we know, maybe things are taking a little bit longer to sell. We got to get more competitive on pricing. I'm now pulling those analytics because it shows how your listing is compared to other listings as far as activity goes. So if we're getting a really good amount of views, but we aren't getting the saves we need, something's not intriguing enough with our price. We've got to get a little bit more on board there. So it does help me to initiate that conversation with straight facts, straight data. Because again, facts don't lie, data doesn't lie. So I think being able to pull with that is really great. Yeah, I've loved it. I mean, I think to me, it's, especially for the cost that it is, it's worth every penny. So yeah.
Great. All right, Alexandra, it seems like the last year from the outside, y'all have really been focusing in on your social media and what you're doing there, community involvement, those types of things. Can you talk about what you're focused in on there and kind of some of the results maybe you're seeing with some of that stuff?
So recently I've been focusing a lot on like my Instagram stories. Every day I'll post when I'm on my walks. Like I've really been like my weighted vest right now. So I'll post a picture of me walking, whether with my children or my dog, like on the belt line, which is like this glorified like walking path in our neighborhood. And I'll kind of put in there like what my daily schedule is. And I get so many comments about that, whether I'm meeting with people or I have closings or listings coming soon. The interactions I'm getting in the DMs is incredible. Because people are either saying, hey, like, I want to hear more about, like, this detail about this house you posted about, or tell me about your weight vest, or they want to have those conversations every day, or, hey, how do you have time for everything? And I was like, you're like, oh, you want, something done, give it to a busy person. And that's the collaboration that's happening in the stories. And it's just a way that I'm able to, like, keep up with so many more people as well. So I'm trying to be more intentional about like responding to everyone else's stories as well, or commenting on their posts. It helps with the algorithm. And
yeah, and I'm gonna come down the line as we wrap up. Also, I'm gonna ask you if you could only do one thing in your business, what would it be? I'm gonna give you all a second before I come to that. I wanted to mention something. Rich was talking about having an intern, and I will tell you this is one of the most effective things you can do, or we've been able to do in our business. Everybody loves to have that on their resume as college students that they worked at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. So what we did is we leveraged it, and I actually had 3 different interns for the last couple summers that would come in and actually all they did was shoot content. They did video content. They built up a database of B-roll footage for us for our community. They went out and set up some of these reels that would be like community spotlights. We had them go shoot those where we had them in the can, so to speak, and it literally carried us. They were there for 2 months during the summer, carried us for 4 months worth of content in our local community. So if you're thinking about it, it's a great way, and it's a two-way street. Look, don't just hire somebody that's just going to do that. If you hire a college student, share with them what you do. Give them an idea, and you'll be amazed at the level of a capability they have with videos. We hired one that was just a videographer. We ended up hiring him. I mean, he came on with us later. We had one that was an intern that then went in marketing, and she's now at Carolina Properties and with BHHS Carolina. So I would just encourage you, utilize the name, utilize the opportunity, because it's a great way to spread some of that. So, Alexandra, let's start with you. If you could only do one thing in your business, what would it be?
Video.
All right. How would you get started? Like, tell somebody here, because you and I had this conversation 2 or 3 years ago, and you're like, I don't want. And how would you tell them to get started with video, and how did you get started with it?
Don't be afraid to do it. And I know every day I pick up my camera, I'm petrified to do it, but I just see the effects that it's helping, and I wish I would have started sooner. Pre-COVID, I remember 7 years ago, I started doing some neighborhood video tours, and I was titling a couple of different neighborhoods, and this was before those became really popular. I unfortunately then went through my own cancer. I stopped doing videos, And it took me forever to get back video facing. And I'm like, had I just continued with it 7 years ago, I feel like my business would be in a totally different place than it is today. And there's no reason to be afraid because people want that authentic you. It's just about showing up. People may not be watching your video, but they're seeing you all the time.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Grace, what would you do? One thing. If you only had one thing you could do.
Real tough. I was gonna say video is a great answer. I would say intentional face-to-face meetings. I mean, again, I think that can range from business conversations to simply like catching up with coffee. I think that goes down to like pop buys are something I do religiously every quarter, but it's not just like this sounds like a good pop buy. It shows that I'm doing something like I'm very intentional with it. I think intentionality is more important now in our business than ever. So I think being intentional, getting face-to-face time with our clients, again, like that's something you cannot delegate. You need to do that. So I would say that probably would be number one for me. So
it's great. Maxwell, one thing.
So I was going to kick it old school and just say talk to as many people as humanly possible, but I'm going to switch that up a little bit and say help as many people as possible. Like just be of abundance and generosity, and if you help as many people as possible, the more people you talk to, the more people you work with, but the more people you help, the more people you keep. So that would be my number one thing is help.
It's great. Nikki.
I don't like that I'm fourth because you guys all have the best answers. I was going to say video. Thanks, Alex. I think it's more of an all-encompassing thing is mindset. I had a total mindset shift, and I have had my best years in business since that happened. And I think abundance mindset is a huge, huge part of every moment of my day. And it's really not easy to get out of a negative mindset or wherever you are before. And then once you get into that mindset of positivity, you realize, oh my gosh, I get what people are talking about now. It really controls everything. So I think if you can't do anything else, you need to focus on abundance and gratitude and practice that every single day, and everything else will come with it.
Great. Lety?
In addition to everything they already said, because I agree with all of it, I think for me, one of the most important things is to focus on serving. Focus on making sure that the client that you're serving is having the best possible experience that they could possibly have. I think when we started leaning in more into creating an enjoyable customer experience, that's when things started taking off for us. I feel like our first year, we were like trying to figure things out, and we were really leaning into like numbers and the processes and the data and all of that. But once we started focusing more on the client experience and making sure that they felt heard, they feel understood, they feel cared about, like they're a human, they're not just another number, I feel like that skyrocketed our business right away.
That's great. All right, let's give them a hand. And let me mention something before we bring Vince back up. I just want to just say this. This has been an amazing event. Obviously, listen, if you're leaving with so many ideas, Vince mentioned this morning, just pick one, pick two. But what I would say is I want to give y'all one activity. Make sure that you reach out via, I don't want to blow his text up, but text or send him a handwritten note. Let Vince know how much you appreciate this. I mean, literally, y'all, if it wasn't for his vision and his willingness to do these things, none of us would be here. I know that it's affected my life. It's affected not just my business, but my life in a positive way. And I just want to publicly tell him how much I appreciate him. And if y'all will, just show him a round of applause also as he comes up.
Let's give these guys a big hand.